Imagine for a moment that you're living a life where every decision aligns with your deepest truth, where every challenge becomes an opportunity for growth, and where your heart is filled with unwavering peace. What if I told you that such a life is not a distant dream, but a reality waiting to unfold? Today, we'll uncover the 6 signs that can keep you trapped in a cycle of unfulfillment, and how to break free. This isn't just a speech. It's an invitation to awaken to the wisdom within you. Stay with me, and let's embark on a transformative journey together. Number 1. Lack of self-awareness, the root of unfulfilled potential. Self-awareness is the foundation of a truly fulfilling life. Without it, we drift through life as if we're just going through the motions, never really understanding ourselves, our purpose, or how we affect the world around us. This is one of the most dangerous pitfalls we can fall into, yet so many people walk through life with their eyes closed to their own actions, thoughts, and feelings. Think about this for a moment. When was the last time you truly reflected on your behavior, your thoughts, your choices? If you're like most people, it may not have been recently. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle of daily life, to react instead of reflecting. But without the ability to step back and look at ourselves from a distance, we risk making the same mistakes over and over again, without learning from them. This lack of self-awareness creates a life that feels stagnant, unfulfilling, and often frustrating. You may find yourself wondering why things aren't going your way, or why you're always hitting a wall. It's because, without the ability to self-reflect, you don't have the power to change. You can't grow if you don't understand the parts of you that need growth. Happiness isn't just about having good things happen to you. It's about understanding yourself and your role in creating your own reality. We all have the potential for greatness, but it's self-awareness that uncovers that potential. It's what enables us to take control of our lives, learn from our mistakes, and make better choices moving forward. The more we understand our own behavior, our triggers, and our deeper motivations, the more we step into our true power. And that is where happiness begins, from within. Number 2. Inability to learn from mistakes, the silent barrier to true happiness. Let me ask you this. How often do you find yourself repeating the same mistakes? Maybe you keep choosing the wrong relationships, making poor financial decisions, or falling into the same patterns of self-sabotage. If this resonates, you're not alone. But here's the hard truth. When we fail to learn from our mistakes, we trap ourselves in a cycle of frustration and unfulfilled potential. Think for a moment. What would your life look like if you could break free from those cycles? If you could stop making the same mistakes and truly grow from each experience? This is where the real power lies, the ability to learn from failure. People who cannot learn from their mistakes live in a perpetual state of stuckness. They find themselves wondering why they aren't advancing in their careers, relationships, or personal development. It's not about lack of effort or willpower. It's about not understanding the lessons that life is offering. Every setback, every mistake, every failure has something to teach us. But when we ignore those lessons, we're not just holding ourselves back. We're shutting the door to the very happiness and success we desire. You see, failure isn't the enemy. In fact, failure is a powerful teacher. It gives us the chance to reflect, adjust, and ultimately improve. When we acknowledge our mistakes and take responsibility for them, we take control of our destiny. This is how true wisdom is born. The happiest, most fulfilled people are the ones who embrace their mistakes as opportunities to grow. So ask yourself, are you learning, or are you simply repeating? To live a life of true happiness, you must first embrace the wisdom that failure offers. Your mistakes are not the end of your journey, they are the beginning of your transformation. Number 3. Overconfidence in illusory knowledge, the trap of false certainty. How often do we find ourselves convinced we have all the answers? It's easy to feel like we know exactly what's best for us and for others. We've read some books, listened to a few podcasts, and now we're certain that we have a firm grasp on life's complexities. But here's the problem. Overconfidence in our own knowledge can be a major barrier to real growth and happiness. Think about it. The most wise and fulfilled people are those who are humble in their knowledge. They don't assume they know it all. Instead, they understand that learning is a lifelong journey. When we are overly confident in what we know, we close ourselves off to new ideas, fresh perspectives, and opportunities for growth. We stop questioning, stop seeking, and ultimately stop evolving. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that our limited knowledge is the complete truth. But the world is complex, and life is not a one-size-fits-all formula. In truth, no one person, no matter how experienced or successful, has all the answers. Overconfidence creates a false sense of security, a sense that we don't need to improve or grow any further. And this complacency keeps us stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. We wonder why we feel unfulfilled, unhappy, or frustrated, but the answer lies within our own closed mindset. The most liberating thing you can do for your happiness is to embrace uncertainty. Recognize that the answers aren't always clear and that new knowledge can be empowering. Acknowledge that there is always something to learn from others, from experience, and from life itself. When you approach life with a mindset of curiosity instead of certainty, you unlock doors to a richer, more meaningful existence. So, ask yourself, are you open to learning, or are you trapped by the illusion of knowing? Number 4. Refusal to accept complexity, the enemy of growth and fulfillment. Let's take a moment to think about the world around us, the complexities we face every single day, the challenges, the emotions, the decisions. Life is rarely simple. It's messy, unpredictable, and full of contradictions. But here's the thing. To live a life of true happiness, we must embrace this complexity, not fight against it. There are many people who find comfort in the idea that everything should be clear-cut and easy to understand. They see the world in black and white, good or bad, right or wrong. But when we approach life with such a limited perspective, we shut ourselves off from the richness and depth that life offers. The refusal to accept complexity is a refusal to accept life itself. It's a refusal to understand that every person, every situation, and every experience carries layers of meaning waiting to be uncovered. Think about a major decision you've had to make, perhaps in your career, relationships, or personal life. Did you see it as a simple yes or no question, or did you recognize the nuances and multiple perspectives involved? Life is about understanding that not everything has one simple answer. We need to be willing to sit with the uncomfortable, the uncertain, and the complicated. This is where growth begins. When we deny the complexity of life, we also deny ourselves the ability to learn, adapt, and thrive. We limit our potential and lock ourselves into outdated ways of thinking. True happiness comes from being able to navigate life's intricacies with grace and understanding, knowing that the answers we seek are rarely found in simplicity, but in the depth of exploration and acceptance of life's full range of experiences. So, I urge you to step beyond the comfort of simplicity, embrace the complexity of your own life and the world around you, and in doing so you'll find the richness that leads to a more fulfilling, happier existence. Number 5. Emotional immaturity, the hidden barrier to inner peace and happiness. Take a moment and think about your emotional responses. When things don't go as planned, when stress builds up, or when conflict arises, how do you react? Do you lash out in anger, become overwhelmed with anxiety, or retreat into silence? Emotional immaturity, the inability to control our emotions, is one of the greatest obstacles standing between us and a life of lasting happiness. We all experience emotions, they're part of being human. But the difference between those who live fulfilled lives and those who remain trapped in frustration often comes down to how we manage those emotions. Emotional immaturity leads to impulsive reactions, decisions based on fear, anger, or insecurity, rather than thoughtful reflection and understanding. Consider the last time you felt deeply frustrated or upset. How did you handle it? Did you allow your emotions to dictate your actions, or did you pause, take a breath, and respond thoughtfully? The key to living a wise, balanced life is not in avoiding emotions, but in mastering them. When we allow emotions to control us, we create chaos within ourselves, and that chaos robs us of the peace and happiness we deserve. People who remain emotionally immature often find themselves in constant turmoil. They react impulsively to situations, making choices that don't align with their long-term goals or values. Happiness, however, is rooted in emotional mastery, in the ability to pause, reflect, and make decisions based on what serves our highest good. When we are emotionally mature, we are not at the mercy of our fleeting feelings. We can stay grounded, even when life gets tough. To truly step into your full potential, you must confront emotional immaturity head-on. True happiness is born when we control our emotions, rather than letting them control us. And the power to change lies within you. Are you ready to take charge of your emotional responses and create the peace you've been longing for? Number 6. Detachment from reality. The illusion of escaping life's challenges. Pause for a moment and reflect. How often do you try to escape the struggles and challenges of everyday life? It's tempting, isn't it? Whether it's through distractions, unhealthy coping mechanisms, or even fantasizing about a life that's perfect. We all have moments when we wish to detach from reality. But detaching from reality only leads us further away from true happiness and fulfillment. Reality isn't always easy to face. It's messy, unpredictable, and sometimes downright difficult. But here's the truth. The only way to find lasting happiness is to fully engage with reality, the good, the bad, and everything in between. When we choose to detach from the real world, we also choose to avoid the opportunities for growth, learning, and transformation that life offers us. Escaping from reality doesn't protect us from hardship. It keeps us from the very lessons that bring wisdom and inner peace. Think about it. How many times have you ignored a problem, hoping it would go away on its own, only to find it growing bigger and more overwhelming? Or how often have you immersed yourself in distractions, only to feel emptier afterward? Real happiness doesn't come from ignoring or running away from life's challenges. It comes from facing them head-on and learning to navigate through them with grace and strength. People who detach from reality live in a state of disconnection. They miss out on the richness of life, the deep connections with others, and the opportunity to learn from their own experiences. True fulfillment comes when we accept responsibility for our actions, embrace our circumstances, and engage fully in the world around us. So I ask you, are you ready to face your reality, to stop running from the challenges that are part of being human, and instead rise to meet them? The happiness you seek is waiting for you, but only if you choose to engage with life as it is, right now. The path to true wisdom and happiness is not found in avoiding the challenges of life, but in embracing them fully. From self-awareness to emotional maturity, learning from our mistakes to accepting the complexities of life, each of these aspects shapes a life lived with purpose and fulfillment. To live wisely, we must face reality, control our emotions, and continuously seek growth. I urge you all to take these lessons to heart and actively shape your journey toward a happy, meaningful life. Thank you for your time, and good luck as you step forward on your path to wisdom and happiness.